Ladies and gentlemen, it's championship night for the Bump and Run Cup Series. My name is Sean Stam. We got the one, the only Yawmentator, Justin Yaw. How are you doing on this wonderful, wonderful race evening?
I'm good, Sean. Glad to be here in the great state of Arizona. It's hot. I don't like the heat, but hey, everybody!
We've done it. It's championship night. Let's get it moving, grooving, everybody.
What do you do, folks? Now you get to these two ugly mugs call a race.
Yeah, that's man. This is. I'm looking right up at you. Hopefully, everybody's having an excellent night here tonight. As you know that we are here up in the booth. We're gonna bring you some
this
action
is like a
here.
Brady Bunch thing.
Yeah. We're going to bring you some action for the Bump and Run Cup Series as we go and check out some point standings real quick. It's kind of two separate groups that are going at it for their respectful championships. Kyla McCarthy is out up front in the point standings. Tyler Massey, Austin Mice, Matthew Fitz. As you can see, Kyler McCarthy, he's got quite a gap, about 70-point differential on Tyler Massey. It's all going to be where these drivers finish respectfully and differentially on their racing competitors tonight. Matthew Fitz in fourth in the points. Chris Campbell, Brian Huntley Jr., Tyler Myers, Justin Steves, Robbie Bice, and Brandon Moore rounding out the top 10. But also Brian Huntley Jr., Justin Steves, Tyler, as well as Chris Campbell are all kind of fighting in another championship of their own. That's kind of the guys that have been and around the Bump and Run Cup Series. Justin, as we cut live to virtual trackside action here tonight, what are we looking for from this Bump and Run Cup Series?
If it's anything like it was the first race, it's who's going to get bumped out the way. If you go back months and months and months ago,
God, I almost brought up the highlight.
Pass. Yeah, it's a last lap pass for the win. That was bumped, run. I mean, everything you could want out of a Phoenix race. That's for sure. So who's going to get the chrome horn tonight? Who's going to be able to lock this baby up? And hopefully we have another great finish like we did last time.
I'm right down there with you, Justin. It's going to be wild. We've actually used that finish in some race highlights before, and I almost made that highlight reel. I had it brought up there, but I was focusing on getting these broadcast cams here ready for you. Speaking of some broadcast cams, we're going to go trackside here for you and get some grid starting positions, as well as we have an extra couple of special pace laps. We'll get to that in just a few moments' time. Thanks, everybody. All right, that iRacing safety pace car is off for the time being, so I thought we were going to get one or two here, but it's Charles Van Schwick up on the pole, Tyler Massey, Kyler McCarthy, Chris Campbell up in the top four, Brian Huntley Jr., Cameron Smith, Sean Judson, Joe Stipe, David Berry, Daniel Higgins, and Mark Berry rounding out our 11-driver grid. Joe Stipe and the, unfortunately, we have heard the news, Joe, the uncle that has fortunately passed away. This whole lap right here is for the man himself. It's championship night. We are running single file up here for the front two. Kyler McCarthy and Charles Van Schwick going at it, almost side by side between Tyler Massey and Chris Campbell. That's two drivers going for their kind of senior championship for the Bump and Run Cup Series. It's going to be side by side for the race lead here, going into 3 and 4. Charles Van Schwick is going to have the inside line. Looks down. He's not clear from Kyler McCarthy just yet.
McCarthy going to catch him as they go by the stripe, but here comes Massey looking down there on the bottom side of the racetrack. Going to kind of use that little dog leg, see if he can maybe get himself a run. McCarthy going to hang tough on the outside line. Chuck going to hang to the bottom. McCarthy going to have the run as they come off through there, but Chuck, look back at that first lap. He was all over that back bumper at that number 24. So they worked their way kind of through the short chute here, working their way around through here. Everybody's single file pretty much all the way around here, and they're all chasing Colin McCarthy. Goes Massey back around. There's a little short chute out of Dover, Delaware. Number 17 Harvest Stam Studio Ford Mustang. Really trying to put it on here. He's got a lot of work to do right now to catch that 24, Sean.
Man, and thanks everybody for joining in here tonight. We're putting some faces to some names to some faces. We're also putting our elbows out here. It's still, oh, I thought Charles Van Schwick was about to dive it down to the inside, cut that dog leg in half. Charles Van Schwick not opting to do so, possibly studying for some exams, going to school right now, maybe seeing where Kyler McCarthy is, beating him off of the turns. Pause. On pause here. I'm also noticing up in the live timing and scorings. I don't know if it's something on my end, but I'm only shown 2 drivers out of the 4 that really they were up there in the top 4. But maybe it's just a run between these 2 drivers here, between McCarthy and Massey for the championship. I hear you oohing out there. It's some more IHOP sponsorships available.
Somebody gonna get a pancake. Somebody gonna get a pancake. 24 kind of just this outside wall there. He didn't, hit it hard, but he just kind of gave it the old, he put the friend zone with the wall. That's what he did. Turned the cheek when they went to kiss
not
him.
the friend zone. Oh, no.
Moment of silence for all the people we've lost in the friend zone. Moment of silence. Bring it back in. All right.
That's great imagery there, because that's exactly what it was. It was a smooch gone wrong for the Kyler McCarthy machine. That Nitro Racing Chevrolet Camaro continues to lead out up front. The number 24 looks fast tonight. He was also fast throughout the season. It's going to be hard to beat him tonight, as well as that's kind of the points advantage that he has. It's about 73 points. It's not about, it is a 73-point advantage. The only way that I think mathematically Tyler Massey is able to steal this one is if McCarthy wrecks out of the race and goes lap after lap after lap down. Even then, I think it's still going to be kind of hard for Massey to have a shot. But look at Chris Campbell, Brian, Justin Steves, Tyler, as well as Chris Campbell are also fighting in that championship of their own. You better look out right now, because Brian Huntley Jr., he's on a little bit of a run. He's on a little bit of a heater in that SVG number 88 paint scheme. Here comes Charles Van Schwick. Knocking on that rear bumper. Trick or treat. Notice says number 41. Well, it looks like it's going to be a treat. Charles Van Schwick to the race lead for the time being.
They get off of me, 24, but the 24 going to just kind of let it battle on. They're not going to get too far away from one another. The way they're going to keep battling on through here. Now on the short shoot they go, coming off the corner. Now, Phoenix, if you remember the old layout of Phoenix, that was the start-finish line. This new setup, I really enjoy it, Sean. The opportunity that presents itself coming off that corner and down through here really sets itself up. And obviously, looking back at the spring race, it sets itself up. Great finishes here.
And the reconfiguration, NASCAR has done well with it. I mean, look at this, still side by side. We've actually seen this next-gen car kind of underperform at the short tracks, at least in real life. But hey, on the sim side of things here, the Bump and Run Cup Series, I'll be honest with you, it's hard to get better than it. It's side by side, but it's ethical racing right here, as Charles Van Schwick and Kyler McCarthy continue to go at this thing for the race lead as they continue to kind of run the different lines, varying from one another. Look who's starting to join this battle.
Here comes Tyler.
This is big for that championship run. I mean, unless my math isn't mathing, I could totally be setting us up for the wrong thing here. But with that 73 points advantage for Kyler McCarthy, he's actually going to lose this spot for the, well, not lose it just yet. Tyler Massey's going to dive it down the inside line. Sparks flying out that side skirt. That's how you know he's using every little bit of inching of braking available on that Harvest Dam Studio Network machine. Slicing, dicing back up into the top of the track this time by, trying to get some clean air on that Dark Horse Ford Mustang front nose.
He's working all he can, trying to get a little bit of an advantage off that 24. He's going to have a pretty good, decent run here. He's going to have it going off into the corner, and it's a 24. Let him slide with it. Oh, whoa. Yes, 24 will give him a little bit of space. 17 going to get back to the throttle. They're going to get caught up to the back corner there. And that short sheet right there going to provide a lot of room right there. They're going to get separated, but they'll come together as they head off into the corner. Got to make sure you get your entry good as you're going to work the bottom of that racetrack. Get that little lip right there, it could really upset the balance of the car, and you could go spinning.
You go spinning there. Check this out through 3 and 4. We saw this in the real life NASCAR Cup Series Championship over the race weekend. You can really dive it pretty deep in 3 and 4, but it's kind of it's yin and yangs. You're going to give up quite a bit there in corner entry compared to corner exits. So it's all cat and mouse. It's chess at upwards of 164 miles per hour has been the fastest time here thus far. I didn't want to get into it, Justin, but just mentioning the word real life championship, I just feel for Denny Hamlin. That's all I'm going to say.
You know, as a Larson fan, I am ecstatic. As a NASCAR fan, it sucks.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm a Larson fan, so I'm pumped that he won his second championship. But as a fan of just the sport, you hate it for Denny because, you know, that man raced an absolutely great race. The only laps I watched were the last 2.
Oh, my gosh.
I watched the green, white, checkered was all I watched. But from the stats and everything I have read, it looks like that was Denny's race to have it. And then that caution come out, and it just kind of put a damper on it. Me personally, I think the 2 tires were the way to go to get your track position in a 2-lap shootout. But, you know, at the end of the day, you got to gamble a little bit, you know, if you want to play the championship game.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. And as soon as I saw the crew come around and put on the left side tires on the Ford tire pit stop, Chris Gale, what are we doing? I'm not even a Hamlin fan, but I was just something about this season is I was kind of wanting it to happen, as well as kind of the storylines behind it, and then to hear what he said after he got out of the car. You know, his fun meter is pegged. Don't know if he'll be racing again. Kind of Carl Edwards-esque. I don't blame him after something like that.
I think, you know, he'll take some time this offseason to assess where he's at. And me personally, I think Denny's time is time to go be an owner. We were talking about this in our group chat, my racing buddies. Shout out. But we were talking about this. We were talking about, you know, I think it's time for Denny to go be an owner. But, you know, the time, you know, I understand you want that championship, and, you know, that is what everybody's chasing, you know. But you got a lot of stuff tied down right now, especially the lawsuit. I'll bring that up. I can be that guy. But he's got so many, you know, stuff in the iron and the fires and whatnot. So I just think it's time for him to step away and, you know, go be an owner, have some fun doing that for a while.
That's really well said, and honestly, Justin, I'm right there with you, man. I know that I don't think we're able to get to the special kind of pace laps in here. We mentioned it earlier on. If you're just now joining us, unfortunate there, Joe Stipe had a family member pass away there, so we didn't get quite the moment of silence well deserved for Joe's uncle there. So let's take a couple laps here, make it all. We'll put it on here and let these V8 engines roar to life here. We'll be right back with you up here in the booth. Thanks, everybody. appreciate that brief moment of silence here. Welcome in if you're just now joining on Stam Studio Network. We got Ricardo Cano out there. Hola, Ricardo. Hopefully you're doing all well in live YouTube land. Ted Wilbur joined us. So does Zero. I believe that's Justin Steves himself. I don't see Justin out here on track, so hopefully everything's going well for you there. And of course, the two women's, the myths and the legends there, Terry and Carrie, once again joining in live in YouTube land. Private jet for that price tomorrow. I'll check with the friend who has an office in mind. Yeah, I think Ricardo and Terry are talking about we were trying to send Ricardo a shirt, and it was $65 for us to send it, and then $65 for just Ricardo to pick it up. Justin's still down here joining us as well. Justin, thanks. Zero the Racer joining us. Yeah, Justin Yamentator, man, that was crazy. I'm just trying to ship a shirt.
We just want a shirt, man. I mean, $65 for a shirt? What is this, Balenciaga?
You would think, yeah, put some insurance on that Stam Studio Network shirt. Oh my gosh. All right, I know it's kind of about racing, but we'll get back to it here. This is a battle for, it says first, but it's really a battle between first, second, third, fourth, and fifth. They're all separated by just under 5/10 of a second for each one of these drivers. They're all still right up in it with that battle for at least the championship tonight. Kyler McCarthy gets P2 back away from that hard-charging Tyler Massey.
In that 24, riled up, moving right along through there. Foot cam's a little off.
It's probably under braking here. I bet that rig shakes just about every lap.
Kyler, stick your foot up there and move it over. Kerry, go tell him to move it over. Kerry, go in there and move it yourself. We're just going to see Kerry sneak it.
Who's that?
What's up?
What? What's up, man, little man? Kyler McCarthy's like, okay, I gotta go.
We're locked in right now. We're trying to lock in a championship.
Oh man, yeah, and he's still got Tyler Massey breathing there on his rear bumper. I think actually he's waiting. I think Kyler McCarthy wanted to talk to us under caution, so right now I think that's little helper possibly. We're not under caution yet, but that's pretty special right there.
Yeah, like Santa's little helper.
Something like that. It's the holiday season. It's Q4. I say Q4 because of our suits that we showed that we're. You still got yours on, Justin? I sure do, and I'm sweating I'm sweating up here.
Yeah, I look like I'm fixing to run for president of the United States over there.
Oh, that is too good. All right, closest battle out here on track. We'll hop on board with Mr. Cameron Smith as he starts to reel in Chris Campbell. Brian Huntley Jr. sits 4 seconds back behind this battle. Justin, do you have you got any official races, any official laps here underneath your belt at Phoenix?
I think I've got some with my racing buddies, but I've never got an official and raced here.
I gotcha. I find it interesting.
Now, Sean, tell us which line you are. You a high flyer here? You a bottom feeder?
It's kind of all dependent on kind of how your car is set up, and if it wraps that bottom just a little bit better, I think you can pin that bottom, pin that yellow line that we've seen Cameron Smith do through 1 and 2. Let's see if he does it through 3 and 4 again. He slides just a little bit up the track there. That might be on the driver there, just a little bit too deep into what was that, 1 and 2, I guess you'd call it. I'm still right there with you, Justin. I'm still running off the old configuration of, what was it, ISM Raceway. But I like that bottom line, and then if you're able to dive it there just a little bit deeper into 3 and 4, like we've seen Kyler McCarthy do here tonight as he continues to reel in our race leader, this is going to be pretty big for the championship points if he's able to get side by side and pass the number 41 of Charles Van Schwick.
Yeah, that's going to help his points. Oh! Aha!
Pancake!
Pumpkin!
Oh, wait for the pumpkin. There it is. Right there behind McCarthy.
Pumpkin! getting some city. I mean, they are wearing out that dog. There is cars flying every time they come around through here. Now, if you're Massey, do you press the issue here? Do you kind of let these two battle it out? Maybe, wear some tires out and just wait for an opportunity to pass, or do you kind of just wait it out? Or you got to get on the attack here? I say that, and he starts attacking.
I was about to say, how many times is this once, twice, thrice that the old commentators had the crystal ball out tonight? You're exactly right there, Justin. Tyler is continuing to reel in Kyler McCarthy, so kind of the second half of your question looks like he is kind of really trying to push for all that he's got right here. We do have a car down in pit lane. It's Daniel Higgins in that Kyle Larson machine. He was in there running in the 11th position. Not sure if this is on strategy or what's here, but it is a little bit shorter fuel tank. We'll see if the number 2 takes 2 tires or just a quick Sunoco fuel stop.
Top off. Look at old Daniel Larson there, or is it Kyle Higgins?
That has been an inside joke for maybe a year or 2 now, and I'm gonna have to clip that one and send that one to the buddies. I don't even get it, but apparently Daniel Larson's somebody. Daniel Higgins is in the pit lane. You could call him Danny Larson
Higgins
tonight.
Are we allowed to say Danny? Is that an option?
I think so. Danny.
This suit jacket I got on is about to be hot.
Maybe I'll save us.
Which wedding was I in when I bought this?
Oh, no. Getting y'all sized up there. We're sizing up this top 3 battle for the race lead, and I guess, Justin, we're good on the all suits until maybe the driver interviews, maybe. But yeah, I think I'm gonna unbutton mine here as well. This top 3 battle up here for the race lead starting to heat up and broil between these Bump and Run Cup Series drivers. Hey, Chris Campbell is right up there in this battle for the kind of old. Oh, Chris Campbell's going to hang on to it there out of turns 3 and 4. Bear-to-bear customized machine. Looks fast, but he is loose.
Loosey up there. Here comes Cameron Smith, going to be able to get around there on the outside. Campbell going to fight back on the bottom side of the racetrack.
That's all it takes.
Here we go. Yeah, just a little bobble right there, little tango is all it is right there. Working their way around through here. Checking the speed down there. Let's see if he shifts up or does he just stay in 4th all the way into it. Yeah, got to shift up right there towards the end of it. We're going to get right back down into 4th gear. We'll work their way around through here, back to the throttle. If you notice, man, he's very, very gentle on that gas pedal. You get on it too quick, especially coming off that corner, man, it'll spin you right around.
That's a really good point, Justin, especially in the legacy version of Phoenix at ISM, but even still here with this kind of rescanned version of Phoenix Raceway, as well as that newer configuration, you're exactly right. It's smooth on the gas, or else you're going to spin. It's smooth on the brakes, or else you're going to lock up and yourself into the wall. And it's smooth on that steering wheel as well. That's something that I wish I could try, that I wish that we could try to convey to the fans just a little bit more, but I think we're doing just our best job at it right here. It is lap after 150 laps of meticulous adjustments, meticulous movements on that throttle, the brake, and the steering column on these next-gen racing machines. You just got to shout out these drivers every single week, putting on a show for the race fans here on Stamp Studio Network in the Bump and Run Cup Series.
Yeah, we appreciate them racing with us each and every week. Well, they are put on a show all season. It leads right here to the desert of Phoenix to battle it out for a championship. Working their way around through here. This little 3-horse race right here has been kind of the class of the field here, but how about that 9 machine of Cam Smith? He's really starting to come into his own back here. He's starting to really make a matter of it happening.
So, and this is kind of right on cue. We've seen that long run speed of the number 9 race in, race out, race after race after race in the Bump and Run Cup Series. Chris Campbell, Joe Stipe are down and into pit lane, as well as Daniel Higgins, who's already made his pit stop. He is now on 4 Freshies. He's made his way around that number, I I didn't quite catch it. I think that's the number 19 of Sean Judson, the W Energy Toyota Camry. Really haven't mentioned Sean's name too much here tonight, but he's showing some really good pace here from Phoenix. Gained 1 spot since the drop of the green flag.
Yeah. And so we're really starting to get into this run, Sean, and I wonder who's going to have to kind of start getting a plan ahead for maybe some micro adjustments down through the stretch here. Maybe just a little bit of adjustment, not too much, you know. I don't think right now, I mean, especially here in this front group, they have really putting it on the field. But here comes the 17, making some very meticulous movements around through there. He's going to get a little loose. That's going to open the door for the 41 to get back outside. But this 17 showing some speed. But look who's knocking back there. That 9 machine of Cameron Smith starting to make some hay.
Hey, and we appreciate that, Mr. Steve, down there live on YouTube land. This is actually Cameron's first league race with the Moza R5, and it most certainly looks like it right now. We also have to remember that Cameron finished second in that photo finish last year. Here we go. Speaking of photo finishes, it's going to be a radar gun on the number 9 as he was pretty quick heading into pit lane. Hopefully no penalties on the Cameron Smith machine. Yalman Tater, we're headed to you down there in pit lane.
Come into the pits. The 9 machine, hearing it on the radio, they're doing a great job right now. Not a whole lot of adjustments, maybe some micro adjustments, a little bit of a I guess a wedge adjustment maybe. They're saying over the radio, Cameron's doing a great job. Slides to the stop. Oh, he's got to back up. Going to miss the stall just a little bit. Right side's going to go on this number 9. Now, Alan Gustafson said they've got to take care of this hot rod, make sure they're there at the end, so they got to battle. As you know, we're almost a third through this race. The 9 machine going to get off, and I want to send it down to Sean. I think he's got that 17 machine.
I do have that 17 machine. He is door quarter clear of exit of pit lane. 4-tire pit stop full of Sunoco race fuel for Tyler Massey. But it looks like the driver that he is going up against tonight for the championship, the Bump and Run Championship, Kyler McCarthy continues to stay out, putting it down all drivers 5th through 11th, 1 lap down. We're going to bring up that track map on the top of the screen. That bright green number 1 who is making his way down the straight part of the track heading to 3 and 4. Keep your eye on when he does pit, and then keep your eye on where's he at there? It's shown number 7, so the black and white number 7 who is finally making their way across the straight portion of the track. Keep your eye on that once the race leader of Kyler McCarthy pits. That's where everything's going to cycle back out here too, as well as it's going to cycle out here pretty quick, but also look who's continued to knock. It's trick or treat now here for the GOAT Racing diecast machine of Charles Van Schwick.
Do we maybe see them pit at the same time, or do we see them, you know, maybe one goes in a little earlier, one goes a little later? What kind of strategy would you deploy here, Sean?
Man, give me the earlier pit stop. Get me in charge of this pit stop strategy. Sure, the tires might be a lap or 2 older, but I think it's all going to be on that shorter run here tonight. Kyler McCarthy, Charles Van Schwick kind of opting for otherwise, as well as Brian Huntley Jr. and David Berry. As you see on the graphic on the bottom right of the screen, top 4 have still yet to pit. Here comes Charles Van Schwick trying to cut that dog leg about in half, try to cut that gap down to Kyler McCarthy. They're going to make their way down and out of turn number 2, down and towards 3 and 4. And along that back straightaway. Let's see how much Charles Van Schwick is able to close the gap here in 3 and 4. He is in the entrance there, loses it on the exit. That thing got Justin Yard out there for the 41 machine.
But that baby got way on out there. I tell you what had happened. He seen somebody down there with one of them Martinsville hot dogs, and he said he needed to buy that thing. But here comes
he's coming into the Martinsville hot dogs.
He's coming in. I think that scared him enough to say, yep, I'm going to hit the pit road there. So here comes the 41 machine. He's going to hit pit road. Got to make sure to keep that. I don't know what the speed limit is here. I want to say it's 45, 50, somewhere around there.
Yeah, 45, I think.
45.
6-7.
Oh.
Sorry.
All right, folks, it was nice commentating with y'all tonight. I will see y'all next year.
That one is for the kiddos. It wasn't for me, I promise.
How many PSI you got in them tires? 6, 7.
Right.
So here we go. Right side's going to go on for this 41 machine. Left side's going to go on also. Well, pit crew, I think I had a guy slide and miss. Here comes the 41. Make sure not to spin those tires. Here he comes. Going to try not to go too light. There comes McCarthy.
That's Brian Utley hitting McCarthy down in pit lane right here. Contact between Brian Utley Jr. That's the race leader for the time being. He was trying to get down on there into pit lane as Charles Van Schwick was already low. McCarthy into his pit box. He's going to get those right sides and left side tires on it. Take a look at that right side map on your screen. Here we go. Brian Utley, David Berry down into pit lane, but Tyler Massey passes the number 24 in a pit stop, as well as the 41 does as well.
Yeah, but the thing is, how many older lap tires does that number 17 have in the 24 right now? It's got to be at least 5 or 6.
You're exactly on it. I think it's 5 lap difference on those Goodyear Eagles.
It's got to be 6, 7, somewhere around there.
God, you. Here we go. He's getting me back. I once again still don't get it, but I'm going to roll with it because the kids do. It's Brian Utley Jr., David Berry down in the pit lane. Yeah, exactly. God dang whippersnappers. David Berry, he's gained 2 spots since the drop of the green flag. He's now door quarter clear off of pit lane. We'll go back out to this battle between 3 and 4. It's Tyler Massey as well as Charles Van Schwick going at it. David Berry is off of the pit lane right here in front of him. Things can get jumbled pretty up here from the desert.
Jungle Juice back there. Hey, buddy, here they come. Working their way around the corner here. That 9's just kind of there. He's fisting to get caught up. Oh, the 17 going to send it a little high. It's going to open the door for the 41. He's going to go way on down there to the dog leg. You remember when that used to be grass?
Yeah. Oh, Cameron Smith, hang on to her.
Easy, 9, easy.
Oh, no.
Easy.
Those right side tires are going to beg for mercy after that one, Justin.
That's that Napa know-how right there, baby.
Watch the number 9 here. He's hanging on for dear life all the way on the bottom of the racetrack, trying to make the Corey Heim or Denny Hamlin line work down there.
Well, he got all over that apron down there. Here comes the 56. Where did Mr. Berry come from? He's down a lap, but trying to work his way back up.
Yeah, he's definitely got the pace to do it. Real quick, back up to the race lead. It's Chris Campbell. Sure, he did pit 4 laps earlier than Tyler Massey and Charles Van Schwick, but Chris Campbell with a 5.3 second advantage for the time being. Tyler Massey, and then you got Kyler McCarthy battling for the championship of kind of the rookies here tonight in the Bump and Run Cup Series. Tyler Massey is up front after McCarthy as McCarthy's beating and banging down here towards that, headed towards 3 and 4. McCarthy looks like he gets P4 around Cameron Smith after he finally muscles his way by.
You know, I don't understand. This is my personal opinion. This is not nobody else's. Why don't we have, like, Through the Loom or Haynes trying to be a sponsor here? Like, we got a great opportunity here. Getting what IHOP. I mean, I'm a marketing guru here. Why aren't we not going to get IHOP, and why aren't we getting like Haynes or Through the Loom or somebody? Like, scared the crap out of them, need a fresh pair of like a Haynes sponsorship underwear. I mean, dang, money. Like, we are missing out here.
I will give it to Dude Wipes. They're kind of on that same strategy with you.
Yeah. How about Dude Wipes? Let's give it. Dude Wipes, we need you on board the Stan Studio Network.
Now we're talking.
Come help us out. I'll take a care package. You send me some avid users.
I just real quick cut to this battle here for 10th and 11th because Joe Stipe and Sean Judson were going at it, as well as during this battle, we got Daniel Larson, Daniel Higgins back down there into pit lane. I still got to remember to clip that one and send that to my buddy. Who is Daniel Larson? I still don't know. But we'll get back out here to 2nd, 3rd, and 4th battles out on track.
Can it be like?
I was listening to that earlier today. Justin Yalmatator's got his crystal ball out once again. Kerry, let's see, Justin Steves is saying they will have fresh tires, but they are going to give it up to the new tires. I'm right there with you, and I wish that this was the same kind of strategy, or the way it played out for Hamlin over the race weekend. But with Chris Campbell staying out, he's continuing to fall like a rock on that gap interval to Charles Van Swick and
Take it away, Sean. Sing it.
Like a rock. Tyler Massey moved up on those newer Goodyear Racing Eagles.
Sean, I have breaking news midstream. Breaking news. Rumor has it that Daniel Larson is Kyle's third cousin twice removed.
There's no way.
These are facts. That is from Bob Pockers.
What? Okay. Well, hey, you can never doubt out the Bob father.
Listen, man, I just do what the Bob father says. That is from Bob Pockers and Jeff Buck.
There's. Oh, this is going to be great conversation here after the race with a couple buddies. We'll get back out here to some track action. I was about to mention Tyler Massey, who's up there in front of Cameron Smith, but I think out of these drivers' names who we've really mentioned kind of the fewest here tonight, as well through the race season, even though Cameron Smith, he got knocked out of kind of the chase of the playoff standings, man, Cameron Smith, race after race, he's shown us some pace, as well as the ethical wheel, as he ethical wheels himself up there up to the P5 position.
Do the commentators get a caution here? Can we hit a button?
You know, I forget if that's you, Justin, that asked that before, but I think another commentator has asked me that.
Yeah, I think we need a commentator caution. Hit a button. Yellow's just on. We're going to have green, white checkers for fun. I'm just going to. Commentator curse for funsies. We're going to have green, white checker. How about that? I swear if I make that happen, I'm going to get a lotto ticket. That is happening.
Shoot, buy me one too, right there with you.
I'm just saying, when I come pulling up in my dang Coupe de Ville on 24s, some subs in the back. I ain't saying I hit the lotto, but there were signs.
Yeah, that's the key right there. You can never tell anybody, but there'll be signs that you definitely win a little something.
Oh yeah, faux show.
Yeah, Justin, real quick, I was about to give us a little break up here in the broadcast booth, but we have to shout out the number 68 of Chris Campbell, the Bearded Bear Custom Hides machine. He has a TikTok of his own. It's going to be at the back bumper. Bring up the bifocals. I think it said something about Bearded Bear Custom Hides. Anyways, the Chris Campbell machine is up in the top 3 position, the final driver interview spot right now. We don't only appreciate Chris for putting on a show for the race fans and the cardboard cutouts up here in the virtual stands, but as well as becoming one of the race sponsors and affiliates out there in the top right side of your screen, as well as including Alpha One Foundation, Admin Box, of course Bearded Bear Custom Hides from the man himself. Cotton Bowl Speedway, just located right outside of Austin, Texas, for some dirt track racing. Mad Doggy Graphics, Bark, and Race to Stop Suicide. Check on those friends and family members down there around you. Nice run tonight for Chris Campbell.
Yeah, good to see you. And man, let's, while we got a second, Sean, how about the folks up here in the top right? They have been with us pretty much all season. I know you love them. I love them. Folks, make sure if you tuned in with us, you check out the folks up there in the top right for supporting us all year long and being able to bring you this action week in, week out, all season long. Sean, have we hit every race of the Bump and Run series this year?
I want to say that I think we actually have. I don't think there's been any off week, any Tuesday nights out here for the boys.
We took our little summer break, but I think we have commentated every Bump and Run race this year.
That's something pretty special. And you know what they say: all great things must come to an end. I'm not sure if any of you have caught the final episode of the Grand Tour on Amazon Prime, but that's kind of how I'm feeling right now. I'm feeling a little Jeremy Clarkson, about to unplug my mic for the last time, but I don't want to say that's true. We've already renewed a contract for the Full Throttle Performance Sim Racing League on Wednesday nights. We're hopefully just a few signatures away from getting a broadcasting contract signified and set up for what could be the next season of the Bump and Run Cup Series. But I know it's only just over halfway to go in this 150 lap race. But Justin, if this is the last one, it almost brings a tear to my eye. This racing, it's so hard to beat, as well as I don't think we could beat a better co-commentator up here at the booth. Justin, thank you.
No tears
for
yet.
Tuesday,
no tears yet.
Wednesday nights. Yeah. No tears yet.
In the words of Ozzy, no more tears. R.I.P.
No more tears, and Mama Cameron Smith is coming home, at least for right now. He's back to where he started, but he's got the long run pace tonight. He's continuing to slice, dice, work his way through that gap. He's reeled in Tyler Massey. Next on the board is Chris Campbell. Kyler McCarthy is up there in P2 as well. This is pretty special tonight, Justin. So far, 0 cautions for 0 laps. We're in lap 182 out of 150. How about in the bottom right side of the screen, those 6 different lead changes?
Yeah, how about that? That's been a lot of back and forth. A lot of grinding between these guys right here. They have been kind of just going at it back and forth. I don't know how many cars have been, currently kind of or had an opportunity to lead this race, but man, we've had a lot of back and forth between several players, so kind of cool to see everybody kind of getting a bone thrown to them and the opportunity to lead some laps here tonight.
Joe Stipe, other known as Iris, back down there into pit lane in the Dark Horse Ford Mustang. He's got a little bit of front damage on that front nose, but he's still keeping out here on track, ripping it around Phoenix Raceway. Stops right on the side. Let's see if this is a 2-tire or 4-tire stop. I would imagine it's got to be 4 here. These tires continue to fall, as Bob Sager, as well as I would say, like a rock. But it's going to be a 4-tire pit stop.
A rock.
For Joe Stipe as well. There goes Daniel Higgins right back around him. So Daniel
There's Kyle's cousin.
Yeah, Kyle's cousin right there, as well as Joe Stipe. They will be shown down more than 1 lap. Higgins down 2 laps. Joe Stipe down 3. Sean Judson in the lucky dog position in the W Energy Toyota Camry machine. If a caution flag flew right now, he would be able to get himself back out and onto the lead lap.
All right, Sean. It's that point in the race. Who you got?
Got me off guard. I'm thrown under the bus here. I think I'm going to go. I'll just take the easiest one, Charles Van Schuik. We've seen him be fast, especially from these short, any shorter track, but especially throughout these short to slash intermediate tracks. The 41 GOAT Racing diecast machine has had pace tonight, Justin, but who you got?
Well, that was my pick. But I'm going to go back on my pick, and I'm going to go with the 24. Give me that 24, Kyler McCarthy. Give it $20 on McCarthy. I'm just kidding. I'm not gambling. We're not doing that. Don't gamble.
We got to get that. Got to get that started up for some iRacing. I've seen some Matt Malone streams. I think on Twitch they have some of that available. But hey, Kyler McCarthy, it's looking like St. Patrick's Day. Oh, except for lap 87, the Sean and Tater curse, or the Yum and Tater curse, strikes on lap 87, 0.2 of a second slower after being faster for the previous 4 laps for that Kyler McCarthy machine. We still have not had a caution just yet to talk with the number 24, but if we could have a chat with them, I bet it would be saying a lot of tight on that Nitro Racing Chevrolet Camaro machine.
A lot of good racing. How about Barry right here? He is battling, doing just juking, jiving up. The foot cam has now become the shin cam.
Hey, I'll tell you, I don't know if you got a rig there, Justin, or just bolted to the desk, but a rig as sturdy as it's. I actually think, hang on, Kyler McCarthy, after looking at we got the same exact rig. Me and Kyler McCarthy, that'll definitely give you some wiggle.
How can you tell that?
Dude, I'm looking at the three-way joint right there, and I'm looking down at the bottom left of my screen. Actually, not screen, but myself. This is the exact rig that I have. It's the same exact color. The bolts and nuts are in the same exact spot, as well as the zip tie, as a matter of fact. That's pretty special for McCarthy. He could be looking at the championship win here tonight.
Send the link.
Yeah. I got to move my phone from our earlier broadcast position when we were showing our faces, and I'll maybe show you the sim break here at the end of this one. We're getting into sunsets here tonight from Phoenix Raceway. Justin, appreciate you once again from the bottom of my heart. Everybody down there in YouTube land who's down there in live YouTube chat, as well as up there in the cardboard cutout stands. We appreciate each and every single one of you. We're going to take our last break here for the season, as well as the race up here in the booth. Don't go anywhere. Justin and I will be right back with you here in about 3 to 4 laps time. Crank this puppy back down, because we have that's Mark Berry down there in pit lane. They're bringing that Crimson Tide Chevrolet Camaro down there into the pits. Comes to a quick stop there. That's pit stop number 1, pit box number 1. Got that's, well, I don't know. It was the pit stop to beat there from championship weekend in real life racing. Tyler Massey is down there as well. This is big. Our 2 championship drivers going at it tonight. Mr. Justin Yaw, we're coming down there to you live in the virtual pit box.
Yeah, I got a lot of action going on, a lot of radio communication right here. This 17 said the car's pretty good. Can maybe use a little bit of a tire adjustment, but you know, feedback kind of slim right here. He's been pretty quiet on the radio, a little chatter here and there, but here he comes, going to make sure to hit his marks. Don't get too far into the pit stall. Don't slide the tires. Here he comes into the pit. The pumpkin's going to blower up there. Right side's going to go on here. Let's see. Make sure tire don't go flow freely. It's amazing, though, we haven't seen any tire issues here tonight. Left side's going to go on. Away we go. Don't burn the tires off. Don't burn the tires off. And I think that 68's fixing to hit pit road. I think Mr. Sean Sam is down there. Oh! Oh! No! Oh, Cameron. Oh. That was some Napa not how.
Well, Chris Campbell's also coming to me here, but we'll focus on the number 9 of Cameron Smith, that Napa not so how Chevrolet machine. He slides his way coming down there to pit lane, takes out one of the cones. We'll have to see if that warrants a pit road penalty. Oh man, Cameron Smith, one of the top 3 drivers tonight, although not fighting for a championship, fighting for his right to party in the Napa Know-How Auto Parts machine. He's gonna make his pit stop right on the money. It's a 4-tire pit stop for Chris Campbell up there right in front of Cameron Smith. Cameron Smith was right on Chris's rear bumper, but after the slip and slide coming down there into the pits, it's still a 4-tire pit stop, but he loses quite a bit of pit stop time to Chris Campbell, who is already back and up to race speed. Back up to you guys up there in the booth.
Thank you, Sean. So here comes McCarthy, going to get around through there. So Charles has opened up about a 1.5 lead over McCarthy. And I think we still got 1 stop left, but man, McCarthy going to have to keep an eye on that number 9. He's got a fresh set of tires, and he's going to be looking to go. So he is currently showing 2 laps down here. So looking at it, Charles pitted first, McCarthy a lap later. And do you think maybe if you're McCarthy, you try to get an earlier pit stop than Charles and try to just set yourself up to maybe open this gap up a little bit, have yourself a run later on?
Gosh, Justin, that great question. You could put that one on one of my exams here coming up. Because I mean, it's kind of it depends. If you're Kyler McCarthy, are you trying to fight for the race win, or just make sure you solidify that championship over Tyler Massey? Well, now that Tyler Massey, he is showing 1 lap down, but he's kind of making my pit stop strategy work in that Stam Studio Network Harvest Ford Mustang machine. That earlier pit stop, he gets to really determine how Kyler McCarthy's next stint, this ending stint of this championship race, all comes out here for the 24 machine. If/when Kyler McCarthy, well, it's going to be when Kyler McCarthy and Charles Van Schwick do pit. Back to your question here, Justin. I think if I'm the 24, I'd want to wait until Charles Van Schwick pits. He's going to let the 25 of Mark Berry go down there down the inside. I would wait till the lap after Charles Van Schwick pits. That's, excuse me, excited. That's how you know you got the newer tires than Tyler Massey you're fighting for the championship for, as you also have the newer tires compared to the race leader.
If I'm McCarthy and you see Chuck go in, do you take a chance and go 2 tires? I think 2 tires may be the way to get you home.
Oh,
you know, try to stretch this run, maybe get to lap 120, I think. Get to lap 120, maybe take some right side tires and maybe try to get yourself out before Chuck gets out and maybe open a gap there. But here comes Chuck, man, just like clockwork. He's going to come in. I think next lap you'll see that 24 come in. But you've got to do something right now because Chuck's got a little bit of a gap on you. That's for sure.
Gosh, Justin, you're exactly right. You have to do something to make up that gap. And Kyler McCarthy was slowly making up that gap to Charles Van Schwick as he now makes his way down into the pit lane. It's going to be interesting to see what Charles does here on this pit stop. Is he already down? No, wait, yeah, he's about to make his pit stop here. So let's see if it's a 2-tire, a 4-tire, or a no-tire pit stop on that GOAT Racing diecast machine. The right side tires are up on the invisible air jacks. Here we go. Does the crew make their way across the left side? They do. Okay. Tonight, Charles Van Schwick, he's considered Denny Hamlin Jr. It's all how Kyler McCarthy, it's all dependent on what he chooses to do on this race strategy, still not making his way down into the pit lane.
I think he's got to at least make one. He got to pit once at least.
You have to.
That's for sure. I don't think you can make this thing all the way through, but I think you got to make it at least once. But if I am up on the box, I am making 2 tire stops. That is my thing. You can't race these guys too hard. Let the 19 go. Let him get away and race with Joe Stipe. But you've got to take care of that hot rod. And I believe when you go in, you're going to take 2 here. Keep the gap open as much as you can right now and run this thing. Don't tear it up, but just take care of your hot rod and then come in for 2 here shortly.
So we've seen the pit stops times with those 4-tire stops, even as fast as it was for Charles Van Schwick. His last pit stop time was about a 14.
Is it as fast as Xfinity 4G?
No, and the drivers get paid about $700 for a mention on that. We'll get
Come
that.
on, Xfinity, help me out.
Help us out here. There you see on the right side of your screen, the 4-tire pit stop ranging at about the 14.8 to 15 second range. I'm right there with you. It's going to be all in Kyler McCarthy's hands right now. Now that he has stayed out the longest time, he has Brian Huntley Jr. 20 seconds behind him. But not only is it a 15-second stop, but you have to include this time as well, getting down through the gears. Oh my God, he is flying through. I thought the first line was the pit speed line, but it's the second line.
What time is
Kyler McCarthy, here we go. It's pit stop time.
Sean, what time is it?
It's go time.
It's time for the money stop, baby.
It's money stop
This is where you pay the pit crew the big bucks. Hit your marks. Do we go 2? Do we go 4? Here we go. McCarthy going to work his way down pit road. Keep an eye on that number 41 machine. And here comes Huntley right behind him. Here we go. Let's look. Here comes Chuck. He's coming around through here with a head of steam. Right side's going to go on that 24. Let's see kind of where he goes. Here comes Chuck. Going to get out.
Oh, 4-tire stop for Kyler.
And I don't hate it. Let me put it that way. I don't hate the 4-tire stop. I don't. You know, but you're going to have to race the absolute piss out of that thing if you want to. You've got to hit your marks right here because this gap just got opened up, and now you've got another problem to deal with, and that is cars in front of you that you've got to try to work with or work through.
All right, we'll wipe the track map up there from the top right of the screen, and this will now it's now between Charles Van Schwick and Tyler Massey. Although Massey's shown 5.5 seconds back from the race lead, it's really between Massey and Kyler McCarthy for the rookie standing championship here. Got to remember Brian Huntley Jr. No Justin Steves tonight. Chris Campbell is also in that battle for the, I wouldn't say senior drivers, but senior drivers within the league. It's been, so far tonight, Chris Campbell with as much space out of those drivers as he continues to run P3. Bearded Bear Custom Hides having some pace tonight from out in the desert at Phoenix Raceway.
So here we go, working our way around through here. We're going to have to keep an eye on that timer up there in the left side there. So they work their way around through here. McCarthy 9.2 seconds back, and the lead continues to grow. So here comes the 17 and the 68. That's kind of our closest battle on track. Man, they are keeping it moving right here. The gap continues to grow up into the leaders. And right now, if you're McCarthy, you cut the lead just a little bit. You're going to have to hit your marks. You've got to make sure you are perfect. I mean, not to quote one of my favorite movies of all time, remember the Titans, I expect perfection. You drop a ball, you run a mile. You drop a pass, you run a mile. And I will break my foot off in your John Brown hindquarters unless you mess it up. So got to be perfect here if you're McCarthy. The lead's kind of cutting down here. McCarthy's starting to kind of get some hay right here. He's still got a ways and a half to go until he can get caught up there, but the lead's starting to kind of get cut down here.
Yeah, I've noticed that too here, Justin. Great call once again up here in the Yamentator booth. That's Charles Van Schwick with about a 6.7 second gap. But Tyler Massey, Chris Campbell. Look at Campbell kind of using that Larson line way up top there to 1 and 2. Let's see what he does through 3 and 4. As here comes Kyler McCarthy. He's going to look down the inside for that final driver interview spot. Door quarter clear. That's some new tires working their way for that Kyler McCarthy machine back up to where he started this race in P3.
Yeah, he's going to have to get the hay on. Going to have to find the afterburner. Going to have to find the turbos. Going to have to find a little bit of oomph right there. He's going to have to get around this 17 and going to have to do it quick, fast, in a hurry. But that 17 Stam Studio Network Harvest Ford Mustang is not going to make it come easy. He's going to have to make him work for it, that's for sure. Kind of drift at the racetrack. Here comes the 24 to the inside. Is McCarthy going to be able to get away from the 17? Just kind of lets him by. And he ain't going to go away too much here, but man, Kyler's got them fresh tires, and that 17 just kind of going to have to watch him fade off into the distance. So now becomes the ball game of can McCarthy get there. 8.8 seconds is the gap back to McCarthy from Van Schwick. Or Mr. Charles. I don't know how to say his last name. I'm sorry if I butchered that. Oh, to goodness. But here we go. The gap's going to continue to work down, but does McCarthy have enough time to get there? He's going to have to take care of these tires. I mean, once this run gets going pretty good, you're going to have to take care of them once you get down to, 25, 30 laps to go.
So, as we paint the picture here for everybody tonight, remember it's still McCarthy and Massey fighting for the Rookie Series championship, but it's Van Schwick and Kyler McCarthy fighting for the race lead. It is about a 6 lap differential on 4 tire pit stops for Charles Van Schwick and Kyler McCarthy. It's 4 tires separating the two. It's 4,200 I rating for Charles Van Schwick, only 3,400 for Kyler McCarthy over there on the official side of things. But right now, that gap, it's continuing to close here ever so slightly for Charles Van Schwick, our race leader. Looking at the last lap time history, oh boy, it's more green than red down there, Justin.
Yeah, I think Kyler's really going to have to cut it down by about 0.3 or 4 per lap if he wants to have a chance to maybe have some time to get there and dance with him to try to maybe get it so you don't have to use your chrome horn. Now, we're racing for a championship, so the chrome horn will have to be used possibly. I don't think they're going to hate it, but he's going to have to really put some heaters down right here. He's going to have to be moving like a Xfinity 4G. Do you think we're going to have a say like that for the O'Reilly Series?
Well, I was about to say, yeah, now it's going to be, we're pumping through the, no, that's pause. I was going to say something like O'Reilly Oil or something, but yeah, that's, we're going to get the media personnel on that one.
I'm going to start interviewing them and asking them if it's 2-wheel drive or 4-wheel drive.
Yeah, that'll get them going.
They're going to have to start showing the camera people how to use the cameras like you do. You can show somebody at O'Reilly's how to look up parts.
Yeah, the new cameraman, and you'll notice here
victory.
On SSN. Yeah, it'll be just O'Reilly Auto. And nothing against them, but a little bit different line of work there.
So here we go. That's the thing right now I think McCarthy's going to have to really work through right now. He's got a bunch of, I don't know how many lap cars. Sean, can you pull the track map back up for us right here? And let's kind of look and see how many cars we've got between the 24. Okay, so we've got, what, 3 that is right there?
Let's see. There's Brian Utley Jr. and then the 25 with Mark Berry right behind him. I think that's only, what, two drivers separating these front 2. Like you say, although the gap does continue to dwindle closer between the front 2, McCarthy's still going to have those lap traffic, with all due respect, to work his way through. Sometimes easier said than done.
Yeah, it's a lot easier to kind of figure it out. And you also got to think, though, Chuck's got to try to protect it as best he can. He can't start letting his lap cars get around him too much, or either, man, he's going to be really having to set the pace right here. He's got to kind of keep some of these cars in between him and McCarthy and make McCarthy work for it. We're starting to click through the laps, and you're going to look at that timer up in the top left, and it's going to start going away real quick.
Yeah, well, okay, we've actually had 0 cautions tonight, so we're ripping through it here fairly quickly. But I was about to mention here, okay, there it goes. I was about to mention we've had 1 incident, but it looks like Race Control opting to keep, this was this was way earlier on in the race. That's the 00. It's Iris. It's Joe Stipe who goes hard into the inside safer barrier, but it looks like he keeps it off of the racing line. Will keep things all green here tonight.
Well, Joe having a rough go at it. Good looking hot rod here tonight for our season finale for the 00. Joe having a rough go at it, but appreciate him being here tonight with us.
Hey, he's still out here on track, just now getting lapped by Charles Van Schwick. And if you're just now joining us, and Joe lost somebody special close to him there, it's kind of one of those uncle figures. And I wasn't even going to mention this here, but Joe, that's kind of interesting timing because I'm right there with you. Same story there. And I know that can be pretty hard there behind the scenes, but jumping back behind one of these cars, even if it is virtual racing, it'll clear that all out of your mind. Joe Stipe, even though running 11th, still out here on track, putting it on for the race fans, showing 5 laps down. Daniel Hagan showing 4 laps down. Sean Judson 3 laps down, and then Mark Berry, David Berry, and Brian Huntley Jr. all 1 lap down.
And I'm just saying, if a caution comes out, this place is going to go bananas.
It don't sound like a dang college football game up here, and if a caution comes out.
It's going to go crazy. Here we go, working our way around through here. We're keeping an eye up there on the top left. McCarthy's trying to work his way towards the leaders, but that gap just keeps kind of bouncing right there between 5.0 and 5.15.
It was, I think, 8 seconds earlier. Sorry to cut you off.
Yeah, he's making some hay at it, but the pace is starting to kind of slow up there just a little bit.
Golly, look at the front right suspension go to work there as Charles Van Schwick cuts off that dog leg and dices it right back up on the racing circuits. Now, Justin, you must know what you're doing up here in the booth, because right on cue on lap 132. Well, the lap times are just about even, possibly starting to fall off for the 24 machine.
Starting to kind of fall off there. The gap's going to kind of go down just a little bit. He's going to have to find a little bit. He finally got around that 25. So he's really going to have to start putting that hammer down and find a little bit of speed, because he has got to make this gap up to the 41 if he wants a chance at it. Putting it in victory lane. He's really locked in. Look at him, the eyes on that man right there. He's locked in, trying to get this 24 machine in victory lane tonight.
Dadgum. It's gone from foot to shin to knee at this point with his wobbly wiggly, and as tough as a track is both physically and mentally on the driver. It's fun to watch those legs go to work, as well as the face cam. Like you said, Justin, though, in all seriousness. Oh, wait, hang on. Okay, are we still green? With all seriousness, no blink of an eye there for the Kyler McCarthy machine. I did see a quick incident, but that was earlier on in the race, so we will keep it under green. Charles Van Schwick and Kyler McCarthy right now separated by just 5 seconds. Is there enough time here, ladies and gents, down there in YouTube land, as well as Justin Yaw up here in the booth? Do you think McCarthy can catch our race leader?
It's going to take a lot right here. He's going to have to really put it on. He's going to have to start chipping away at that lead if he wants a chance at this win. He's got to start chipping. It's starting to kind of dwindle just a little bit. Now this is down there at 4.8 now. It was at about 4.2. Charles going to open that gap back up as he comes off the corner, and Kyler's working his way through the corner. And Kyler's still got 2 cars to try to get around. That's going to be the catalyst of all of this, is seeing how quick McCarthy can make hay of those 2 drivers in front of him. It's while still hitting his mark. He's got to try to get these 2 cars out of his way and really start putting the hammer down if he wants to try to get there to the front.
It's going to be Joe Stipe up there right up in front of him. He's got some front, he's got some side, he's got some rear damage on the double O. Joe Stipe, other known as Irish, we appreciate your monthly memberships up at Stand Studio Network. We'll get some winter merch headed your way here in just a couple of days' time. The 00, that's going to be 1 car down for the 24 of Kyler McCarthy has to deal with, already gaining a 10th or 2 here. 12 laps to go up on math, and it's going to be tough to catch him. But Charles Van Schwick's tires are going to continue to wear. Justin, we've talked about the lap traffic here separating Charles and Kyler McCarthy. What do we have up there in front of Charles Van Schwick? I know that's kind of I think we got 1 car up there in front of him.
Going to have to find some hayway, and if you're Charles, I don't think you're pressing the issue too much. You keep an eye kind of on your black box down there and look at the gaps and just make sure, McCarthy's not getting on you in certain spots of the track. Just try to keep that thing moving, keep the trainer rolling, and don't press the issue unless you start having to press the issue. That's the main thing.
Well, we've seen cautions kind of be the name of the game at Phoenix Raceway, both in the sim world as well as real life racing. I'm not going to get over it. Charles Van Schwick, in all seriousness, back up here to the point. He has led how many laps tonight? Is that right? Oh, yes, 103 laps out here in the desert out at Phoenix Raceway. Charles Van Schwick, although I don't believe is a part of those championship 4 drivers, or playoff driver, as you'd call him. He is still up there out up front. Kyler McCarthy, he still has Tyler Massey behind him, but if my math is mathin', as long as Kyler finishes up there in front of Tyler here tonight, only 8 laps to go. It'll be the 24 who solidifies the rookie championship in the Bump and Run Cup Series, as Sean Judson kind of flirts with disaster on that outside wall right there behind him.
Telling you, IHOP, we're missing out. Get in here, IHOP. I could boost sales. I don't know how to, but we could boost sales somehow or another, IHOP. Let's work together on this.
All right, before we get into the final nitty-gritty tonight, David Smeal, he's rooting on Kyler McCarthy. Carrie, she's rooting on Kyler McCarthy. Ricardo Cano in here for a great race. Justin Steves also in here watching a great race. Ted Wilbur as well. Here we go. Joe Stipes heads his way down into pit lane for the final time tonight. 7 coming to 6 laps to go. It's Charles Van Schwick, the GOAT Racing diecast machine. If you're looking for a little bit of more quality instead of quality, make sure you hit up GOAT Racing Diecast. Charles Van Schwick, after leading 107-108 laps this time by, only 6 laps left to go. And I was about to say the Bump and Run Cup Series, but remember, we still have Gateway to go next week, although it will not count for the championship.
Bump, 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 baby. Going around through here. Chuck's just taking care of this thing. Let the gap kind of shrink down. I don't know if McCarthy's got enough time to get there to bring this 41 just around through here. Let the gap continue to shut down, but 4.5 seconds is a lot to make up in 5 laps.
It's a lot to make up, and you know it's more to make up than that. It's about that 11-second gap separating those two rookie championship contenders. As long as this stays clean, green, and mean, Kyler McCarthy with a 4.5-second gap underneath Charles Van Schwick, although not going to come away with, at this point being the checkered flag tonight, he will come away with the checkered flag on the race season, come away with that point season win and the championship. But well, we won't get here. We won't get to talking things and celebrating too soon, as we know how things can happen in real life and in the sim world. Man, how about Tyler Massey? Although 15 seconds back from the race leader, that Stam Studio Network dark horse Harvest Ford Mustang has had pace every single track type, almost every single race, as well as he's had some very immaculate pace tonight from the Phoenix Raceway. Great
pace all around, good racing, that's for sure. We're winding our way down through this last little bit here. McCarthy doing everything he can try to do. I don't know if it's going to be enough to try to run down that 41. He's going to have a little bit of Phoenix magic here. Chuck is in that dog leg, every bit of it.
Take a look at Kyler McCarthy's right front brake rotors right now. They are glowing up a storm. That's how you know, well, at least they were in 1 and 2. That's how you know that that number 24 is giving it all that he's got out here tonight from Phoenix Raceway. It'll be 1 lap to go, the white flag lap here for Charles Van Schwick. He's going to try to solidify this championship race at Phoenix Raceway, although not up in the point standings. McCarthy, Massey, Campbell, as well as Smith making out that top 5. Here we go to 3 and 4 for the final time tonight. It's the GOAT Racing diecast machine. Here comes Charles Van Schwick to take the checkered flag. Here comes Kyler McCarthy. He gets the Rookie Series Championship done. He solidifies it at Phoenix Raceway for the final race of the season. Massey, Chris Campbell, Cameron Smith, Brian Huntley Jr. come across the line in the top 6 positions. It's still beating and banging out there. Brian Huntley Jr., he finishes P6. Mark Berry, David Berry across the line in 7th and 8th.
John Judson going to bring it home in 9th, Daniel Higgins 10th, and Joe Stipe going to round out our top 11.
What a race win for Charles Van Schwick, as well as, we believe, what the championship win there for Kyler McCarthy. We should be seeing a couple burnouts here tonight. Burn these puppies down, down, down. These drivers have well deserved it.
You know the guys in the shop.
Yeah, keep redlining our engine here.
So I need to put mine back on. Struggling here, struggling. All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, what a race, what a season here in the Bump and Run Cup Series. It all came down here to this as Charles Van Schwick takes away the checkered flag. But Kyler McCarthy, he's also right there with him, going to celebrate it up tonight. Justin, what was it like here tonight from the virtual pit lane as well as the virtual broadcast booth?
Man, good times all around. Congrats to him. Congrats to Chuck on the win, Kyler on the rookie championship. Good racing all around. And just kind of looking back at the year, man, this Bump and Run group have provided great racing action all year long. Folks, if you're out there, got a sim rig looking to get in, make sure to check out the Bump and Run guys. I'm sure they'd love to have you come in and hang out with them. So, but man, just what an awesome first year getting to broadcast these guys, and hoping to do a lot more next year.
Right there with you, Justin. Hopefully they bring us back for some more. We'll get live to some virtual trackside action as Charles Van Schwick has moseyed his way on over live to virtual victory lane. Kyler McCarthy and Tyler Massey should be joining us here in just a few moments' time. Thank you, everybody, from the bottom of our hearts joining us here on Stam Studio Network. Before those top 3 interviews, let's take a look at our top, pretty much all the results here tonight. Charles Van Schwick gets it done. Kyler McCarthy, P2. Tyler Massey, 3rd. Chris Campbell, 4th. Cameron Smith comes in home, P5. Brian Huntley Jr. out of Team SHR. Mark Berry, David Berry, Sean Judson, Daniel Higgins, and Joe Stike rounding out the top 11. All right, Justin Yaw, the Yamentator. I'll meet you down there in the broadcast booth, as it looks like Charles Van Schwick and Kyler McCarthy are waiting for us. Justin, I'll give you our race winner, Charles Van Schwick.
We all good, Mr. Sean?
I think I can hear you. Justin, I see you down there live in the virtual victory lane with Mr. Charles Van Schwick.
Chuck, you got a copy, my friend?
Yeah, I got a copy.
Boy, what a race. I know it was kind of grueling right there with no cautions, but, man, just a good pace all around tonight and able to get it done.
Yeah, car felt good. Had a new steering wheel, so was learning that for the first run, and none of my buttons are binded, so, you know, fell off a little bit there on the first stint to get my pit adjustments. I had my son over my shoulder doing it. So other than that, we were good. We were good all night, and it was caution free, and you know, just rolled the bottom and gassed up. You know, made sure the car caught and just took off. And once the first pit cycle, and I came out, once I passed the cars that short pitted, and I saw where Kyler and that's weird, Kyler and Tyler, where they were at after the first pit cycle, I knew I could back off a little bit, keep the gap, and then just pit when you know, once it was just me and him left out there, I was just like, you know, let me go now just to make sure Tyler didn't jump that much. I didn't want to stay out too long, but he was a little bit farther back, so it really didn't matter at that point. Just, you know, lap cars, you know, getting out of the way, in and out of pits, all good, so can't complain.
That's for sure, man. I know it kind of got to a monotonous state of just hit your marks. Did you ever kind of pay attention to the gap at all, or was it just hit your marks right there till the end and just kind of stay out of the way of traffic and let them kind of race their own race?
Well, like I said, when I came out, once I took the lead, I think I was like 1.2 1.3 in front of Kyler on the first green flag stop. So, you know, I would look down probably every 5 to 6 laps, see if he gained everything. I think it got up to 1.7, 1.8, which kind of made me think. I don't think anyone could do it, but made me think a little bit because he had decent pace. I kind of thought maybe he was trying to save gas, so that was a little bit of a reason why I went as early as I did in the pits. Because I planned on going with like 30, 35 to go, so I can just rip qualifying laps for 30 laps. But then once I came out, once Kyler got back up to second, it was like 5 point whatever, and then I just stayed in fifth most of the run after that. Well, stayed in fifth a lot longer than when I was shifting, going up to fifth on the back stretch just to conserve my tires and just in case caution came out, if there was a decision to stay out or go and get the last set, which with 5 cars on the lead lap, my hand would probably been forced to do that. So, but I was just thinking of everything at that point once I saw the gap, and then, like I said, lap cars getting out of the way, appreciate it. Here in this league, there's really no rule, just go around them. You can't ask them to move, and a bunch of them were in my chat, so it was a lot easier to communicate to get around them and go from there.
That's for sure. Well, Chuck, obviously, you got anybody you'd like to thank tonight, my friend?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, you guys for the great broadcast. I was gonna say it's been a 2-week gap. I got punted at Martinsville, and then I got wrecked at the Super Speedway. So it's been. I was seeing if you were on your your P's and Q's there. Brian and the Abbins for running the league. I mean, really disappointed in the, with the turnout. I mean, it's every league. You get the turnout in the Super Speedway, and then you come to a fun track like this with some actual skill and racing. Raceability, and we got 11 guys. So shout out to the 11 guys that showed up. To my drivers that I sponsor over at Goat Racing Diecast, and then to my company Goat Racing Diecast at goatracingdiecast.com. Oh, and then my son who's giving me a thumbs up over here. I got to give him a shout out for being the spotter. Little baby goat there. Yeah. And then my company, GoRacingDiecast.com. I just moved, so I'm getting everything set up to get back to doing the customs, I'm going to do lives and stuff. So maybe I'll hook up with you guys and do a code or something to get you guys a little exposure, a little money, a little something. And then new pre-owned apparel, sponsorships, diecast or customs. We got it all, and always looking for drivers. I'm sponsoring a bunch of leagues, and always looking for drivers. They get discount codes if it's used. They get a percentage of the sale. But other than that, we're off to wherever we're at next, and hopefully the field grows, because open setup league like this, it's a good league. Good league. People should come out and run, even if run and learn, because a lot of people will teach and help.
That's for sure, man. We appreciate you, Charles, each and every week racing with us. And like you said, folks, if you're in the buying mood with it coming up being the holiday seasons and wanting to get maybe a diecast or your family member or a friend, make sure to check out Goat Racing Diecast and see what all they offer.
Appreciate
John,
that,
I believe
Justin.
you have caught up with our second place driver.
Man, I have. I'm reading the mind up there. Appreciate that, Charles. Thank you for your time and interviews down here back after the races have ended. I'm down here with, I believe it is the championship winner. How about Kyler McCarthy? He's been there time and time, race after race. I'm getting back down here to you live in the broadcast booth. Kyler McCarthy, this is Sean Sam up here. How about it, man? You got yourself a copy.
Yeah, I got you, boys.
Well, Kyler, you make it all official tonight. You get it done here before Gateway next week, which I guess is just all a fun race at that point. But Kyler, slicing, dicing, making the magic happen in the number 24 Nitro Racing Chevrolet Camaro. I would say walk us through here tonight, but we saw exactly what was tonight. That 24 was on rails. Kind of walk us through your point of view of it.
Yeah, the thing was really good. I got to the lead pretty quick off the rip. And just wanted to save my tires, and I saw, Charles was on me, and he had good pace as well. I was kind of hoping to keep him behind me a little bit longer to maybe let him burn up his stuff, but then my spotter got in my ear and was like, just let him go. Maybe he'll push it too hard and burn up his stuff. I don't know if that's what happened. I did hear him say something about having a new wheel and no keys binded or whatnot like that. So I don't know if that's what allowed me to get around him or not. I didn't have my race laps tonight open, so I couldn't really see pace. but I know he had good pace tonight. It sounded like we had the same strategy. He just changed his last minute. There at the last pit stop, to just go rip 30 or 40 Q laps, and that's what we did. And we were kind of using it for a test session for tomorrow night as well to see what we could use with that. Obviously, we got a big picture tomorrow as well. So next week's gonna be fun. It's gonna be having fun, let her rip. The season's been fun to lock it up. The rookie season championship now. It says a testament to these Nitro guys at nitrosubshop.com. Week in and week out, they give me a great piece. So glad to do it for them.
You took the words out of my mouth there, Kyler. That's going to be so much fun to watch the Nitro Racing guys up there tomorrow night fight for their right to party for that championship title. But, man, Kyler, you got it all done tonight from the Bump and Run Cup Series on the rookie side of things. Hey, this has been, I think you know this question's coming, but time and time again, who we shouting out to makes it all possible, not only tonight, but as well as the rest of, the earlier race season.
Definitely got to shout out my girlfriend, Carrie, for watching each week and week and week out. Appreciate everything she does, and Miss Terry for cheering me on. Appreciate it. Everybody in the chat week in and week out, screaming for feet. Appreciate y'all. Brian, all the admin. Again, nitrosetupshop.com. My teammates Robbie and Fitz unfortunately couldn't be here tonight. Robbie was having some PC issues. Hopefully he'll get some fixed for tomorrow. If not, we'll miss him. And then y'all for the broadcast. I can't wait to go back and watch this tomorrow. I'm sure the first so many laps were pretty good, and after that it may got a little boring, but I guarantee it'll be better.
Well, it was a lot of fun to watch up here in the booth. Appreciate you, Kyler, for taking your time out of your night to join us up here for a quick word. We appreciate you for putting on a show for the race fan. Best of luck here for you tomorrow night, the Full Auto Performance Sim Racing League. And until then, I guess we'll chat with you later.
Sounds good. Thanks, guys. Y'all have a good night.
You do the same there, Kyler. I think we're going to throw it down there to Tyler Massey, a Stam Studio Network member who is caught up live with Justin Yaw, the Yamentator. Tyler Massey, Justin, you both got each other coffee?
I'm here, but I don't see our man Tyler.
Oh, no. Yeah, we know Tyler likes these driver interviews here. We'll give him just a few moments time. Stick with us here live on Stam Studio Network. Don't go anywhere, as we're just going to give Tyler Massey here just a couple moments time to find himself here and into the live broadcast interview booth. Until we do that, though, Justin, that was a lot of fun. We got to put our face to our names out there live on Stam Studio Network. What was kind of what do you take away from the championship run tonight for the Bump and Run Cup Series?
I think as we get ready to go kind of into the winter series, or winter parts of the year, we obviously going to kind of step aside from racing for just a little while. I'm ready to watch this group grow. Hopefully recruit over the next couple of months, and we'll get back at it in February. It'll be fun to watch, kind of see some new